Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Oxygen Not Included. This is the Triple Printer Challenge. And so far, we have survived up until about cycle 10 thus far. We have many duplicants inside the base. We have 11 of them to be exact. So, we're going to take this another 10 cycles and see just how well or bad things go. At this point, I do have 7.8 tons of algae, which is good for a lot of oxygen, and I have a lot of plans to continue to dig up more and more of that algae. The research is going all right. We can see that we do have some progress into electrical a little bit. We also have the advanced research unlocked. We've got some basic farming that's in motion. We also have an air system down here, so if I plan ahead, I shouldn't suffocate to death, at least just yet. However, what I have to figure at this point is, what is going to be my long-term strategy for this base? A quick look around my base, and the one thing I have the most of right now is all of this slime. There's lots and lots and lots and lots of slime everywhere. So, a slime processing plant can be a key source of energy and water for my base, and I think that's the strategy I'm going to focus with. And unless I find a geyser or something like that that's going to kind of manipulate that strategy a little bit. But for right now, I'm going to go down that sort of path where I'm going to set up some slime, I'm going to process it down, clean the water, and then I'm also going to have to kill off all the germs and everything that come with that. So it's a tough strategy. I would like it if I could find a steam geyser and just kind of roll with that. I do see a cold biome down here. I'm just seeing, like, you can see the little wheezewort. So I'm definitely going to want to dig down that way because sleet wheat is one of those, you know, plants that I can really make a good use out of, or I can get a lot of use out of that. And there's also a lot of iron ore down here. And iron ore is quite useful for a number of things, mostly because it isn't, you can separate really higher temperature area stuff from lower temperature and really not worry too much about that. Not to mention it's readily available and it isn't quite as unique as gold amalgam. Not to mention it's not as hard to get because it isn't in a slime biome. So digging and mining down in this area is probably a good idea. There's also a lot of rock down here which I can, you know, crunch down at some point and maybe make into sand. A short-term plan, though, is I want to grow a lot of mealwood. Because lice is life, baby. And that's what it takes to keep your farm, you know, to keep everybody happy and to keep everything going. So that's what's going to happen right there immediately. But then I got to figure out what I'm going to do beyond that. Well, one, I have all of this water. Now, I would like this water to be down here if possible. You know, that way I can continue to build upwards because I'm going to have a lot more duplicants that I have to have sleep somewhere. I can only go so high before I get into the germy nastiness of this biome, though. So what is my plan? It's possible that I could drain most of this water over this direction down here. That would be kind of a trick, but I could do it. So let's make the building blocks for that to happen. I'm just going to go ahead and make a ladder right here. We can just go ahead and make this out of rock. We don't need to use sand. Stone for that. And then if it flows over here, well, we could just come down in that direction. This will be an area of stress, though. I don't want that to be, you know, I don't want that to be bad. So here, we'll set up the rock like this. And then it will come over here and drain straight down. At least that's hopefully what will happen. We'll see if that works. Luckily, there isn't a ton of construction there, so it's not a huge risk. And it looks like I already need some more cots because Max down here doesn't have any place to sleep. How many cycles until I get more duplicants? Not many. I might as well go ahead and make some more rooms. This is going to become very, very relentless. I mean, once I get a lot of duplicants, adding 3 more to the amount I have may not become more significant than it is right now. You know, because there's less compared to what you have, but I'm not so sure. I mean, this train is continuously running away, so I'm not... I don't know what's going to happen at this point. Now, from that point of view, it's kind of interesting because what I would gain by having one duplicant per day is that I would continuously get this, new duplicant buff where everybody's happy because, they've got a new friend inside the base. So what that means is that it'd be a lot easier for my duplicants to not become stressed because there would constantly be a new duplicant inside the base. Therefore, they would always be happy that a new friend is around. So I don't know if I really want to do that. I'm going to try to go without it. So I'm going to stick with 3 duplicants every 3 cycles just to see what happens. But maybe if we try this, thing again, or if I change my mind later on, that's what I'll do. All right, new research complete. So now I've got the hydrogen generator and the coal generator. So that's really useful because now I can use an electrolyzer and have it self-powering, which would be very nice. However, what do I need? I need a sensor for that to work. And what sensor do I need for that to work? Pressure sensor. And where's the pressure sensor now? One thing that's going to be needed is exosuits, because those exosuits are going to protect me from all of those germs outside in that slimy environment. And I have no other way to really, get rid of that many germs that I'm dealing with over there. So the next, what else? Brute force refinement. I'll need that. Having a mess table would be very useful for my duplicants, as far as stress is concerned. Turn polluted water into fertilizer. That's also very useful if I want to go that path. I will have a lot of polluted water, but the real strategy here is which ones do I go for first? I feel like environmental protection is the most important thing I can do. It's like I need all of this research. Alright, so I'm going to go with the meal preparation just because it's kind of low-hanging fruit, but then I'm going to go and drop down here and try to focus on environmental protection so that I can make that stuff. However, that stuff's going to use some refined metals once I get up that high. So at that point, I'm going to need brute force refinement once I get beyond improved ventilation. Alright. Some crazy research strategy that has to go into this game, but here we go. We're going to make it happen. Set up some more rooms for my duplicants. There you go. Very nice. Might as well increase the decor over here while I'm at it. So the one thing that I have now is if I could get to this micro musher from this side, I could potentially not clean my hands. So I want to make sure that I have some sort of cleaning system set up to go this way. Whatever way I'm trying to go to the food, I don't want things to get dirty. Speaking of research, when I pull ore out of that slime biome, if I have to bring it through my base at some point, I need to get rid of the germs. So where is the ore cleaner? Because that's what I'm going to need. Oh no, it's way up there. Nope, that's oil. Oh, there it is. Decontamination. And mechanized airlocks. Distillation as well, okay. I might want to go this direction before I go any other direction. I'm going to be using a lot of sand in this base. I feel like I... Man, look at how fast Harold digs. He's ridiculous. What is his digging stats? 7. Beast mode. 175%. Well, you guys, there was another comment over here talking about jobs. One thing I wasn't using is you can use this arrow here to kind of figure out who's the best at what. And thank you for reminding me of that because I wasn't doing that. Especially as I get more and more duplicants, that'll be really important to kind of sort all that stuff. So actually reading the comments here, why not make all the beds in a single barracks instead of giving individual rooms to each duplicant? Well, let's see. Does that... I thought you had to have 1 duplicant per barracks. But apparently not. Maybe not. Room size 18 tiles. Maximum 64. Criteria. It says 1 bed. Apparently, what if you have more than 1 bed? It depends on how you read that, right? I read it as one bed. One singular bed. Let's go ahead and deconstruct some stuff. Or maybe I'll just not construct it here. Just cancel that and that to see if this becomes a barracks. If so, then that works, and I can keep noisy duplicants, whatever. And I can get more storage out of this. Or, yeah, duplicant storage. Sounds like Jason down here could potentially do 4 cots in a row is his standard. Okay, so I like that strategy. That's a good one. I'm gonna go ahead and incorporate that to my base here because otherwise it's going to get like ridiculous. So thank you for that recommendation there. How do I say your name?
Sukita.
Sukita, thank you. Okay, so that seems to work. Let's roll with that. You guys were also talking about Ada down here. I was giving her such a hard time. And what you're saying is that you should really heal her because she has a -3 to athletics because she has light wounds. So, good point. Good point. That's part of the reason why she's so slow. But it's funny. All right. Here we go. Let's actually set up some place to cure them under medical. Where do I want to have a med bay? And why is my research not running? Terrible. So decontamination or improved ventilation for a self-powering hydrogen bubbler system. Well, if I dig enough algae, I don't have to worry about that. I do have to worry about the decontamination and all the germs. So let's head that direction first. Now I'm going to need a mess hall for a lot of duplicants. That'll be a nice little buff. So I'm just going to go ahead and dig this out and allow them to eat inside of here. I'm kind of worried about the oxygen flow through rooms like this. So I might have to keep making these deoxidizers over here, but you know, carbon dioxide eventually has to get out of this area as well. Okay, so I have some meal lice down here, but it's unrefrigerated, so I want to make sure I get it down here in the carbon dioxide. Uh-oh, I still don't have any place to cure my duplicants. How about right there? That'll simply have to do. Okay, so one of the things I'm doing here is I'm just deconstructing all of this so that I can make one larger barracks. And hopefully there aren't just too many tiles in this area. I'll be able to take care of it. And it'll look good, and it'll work good. I'll be able to fit a lot more duplicants in the same space and reuse that nice decor over and over again. Can I not deconstruct an open door? Look at how good the game is running. 60 frames per second, solid. Nice and smooth. I'm actually being able to play the game at like a reasonable speed. Okay, so one thing. No, we gotta make this stuff before it goes bad. Come on, guys. Ha! Check that out. So this room size here is 64 tiles. That is like the maximum size. So what I can do now is I can just cram these full of cots, man. Just smash them in there. Not there. Bad. So I can have 8 cots in here. That's a massive increase to the amount of stuff I could put in one room, or the amount of duplicants I can fit into one barracks there. So that's much better. Harold, how'd you end up over here? Oh no! What do you have next to you? Some sandstone. You're gonna have to build yourself out of this one, man. Harold, come on. Okay, you can build if you need to. And then you could dig. Poor Harold. He's like stuck over here. I bet you can do everything except for combat. What? You can't get up there? There you go. Now you can work yourself to freedom, Harold. Good job, buddy. Oh man, it's time for some new duplicants. Let's see what we got under door number 3. Narcoleptic noodle arms. What is noodle arms? I don't remember noodle arms. -3 strength. Okay. But you have +1 strength to your attributes. Okie dokie. Jen, look at that. Decor expectation of -30. But is a mouth breather. That's not good. Cannot perform the job research. Is a binge eater. Food quality doesn't really have that high. Nice bet is going to be the duplicant I'm rolling with. Welcome to the base. And we have 2 more duplicants here. We've got Turner and May. So what are their properties? Uncultured, Gastopia, binge eater. Nothing too crazy here as far as this duplicant. High learning though. So wow, we've got a research person here. Turner here is going to be cranking it out. So I'm going to have to swap some jobs around. What about May's stats here? Vomiter, grease monkey, anemic. I don't know. You and Ada are going to have to figure out who's the slowest at this point. Well, May seems slightly useless, but Turner's going to be awesome for our research department here. Let's go back to the jobs. We can sort by research at this point. So Ari, I'm going to actually remove Ari from the job of research and give him something else to do. Or her? I don't know. But then Turner here is going to be all about that research. Like nothing but. Nice bet can do any of the jobs that require moving around quickly. So deliver, build, sweep, dig. Well, dig, no, don't do dig. You're quick, so that's what you're going to do. Quick jobs. All right, so let's have a race here. Ada is currently moving to one location, and May is also moving as well, so we're going to move them to the same location to see who is the slowest duplicant. Oh, man, I think May's slower. Alrighty, so we have found our new slowest duplicant, and you're not even injured, May. Okay, so May's going to have to be renamed here. May the Slowpoke. Oh, I screwed up that one. P.O. There we go. Speaking of new names, there's been a great idea from the Patreon community, and you guys also down here in the comment section below, of using people that are now part of the very brand new Patreon page that I just put up on my channel and announced in the last video to kind of use some of their names as, you know, duplicants inside of the base when I get to the point of having multiple duplicants with the exact same name. So I'm going to be like sprinkling them in, and this is a base where it'll have many, many duplicants, and especially some of these with the same name. So that'll be cool. We'll be able to kind of, I don't know, share those people who are actually choosing to support this channel with their own money, which is absolutely awesome. Thank you guys so much for doing that. It's pretty awesome. One of the struggles that we're having here as far as like the YouTube thing is that the whole adpocalypse is it's kind of driving us nuts. All of my videos at some point or another, just to kind of show you, once it loads up, go through this review process over here. So this one was live for a couple of days, but then suddenly YouTube decides, you know, they don't want to put ads on your video or anything like that. So that's a little annoying, but it's what we're working through right now. Help us make YouTube better. We want to know what it's like to be a creator. Take a survey. Well, make a whitelist program for those of us who aren't in the problem. Make part of the problem. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for that. Links down there in the description below. I don't really have any reward systems like that. You know, I suppose this is one thing that could potentially be a reward, but it's not like it's anything extra. Oh, come on, May, the Slowpoke. Why don't you even have a bed? No, that's Harold's. Where's Harold? Harold, why aren't you in your cot, man? I don't have any duplicants at the moment. Are you serious right now, Harold? Did you... Of all the things, you managed to end up down here. Poor Harold down here just can never find his way home. Come on, Harold. I believe in you, buddy. What? You ended up here? Oh, I got it, because you can't go over there. There you go. Well, finish that up, then finish that up, and keep doing your thing, Harold. Hopefully you'll make it back to the rest of the colony. So now I have some meal lice in here, but what we can see is that the change per cycle is 0%. That's because it's surrounded by all of this carbon dioxide. So that's working out real good. Oh, this requires illumination. Cancel. Ooh, I got some new research done. And I now have an ore scrubber, so this will be very useful. As long as I can find some chlorine to fuel it. Speaking of which, how are my explorers doing? They're really not going that far. They need to dig further. I need to know what lays beyond the blackness. Alright, so a mining expedition will happen this direction. See what's over here. Obviously there's chlorine, so that can actually be fed to my ore scrubber at some point, which means I can actually dig into this area and use an ore scrubber along the way. I don't really have any options over here to the right just yet, because there's just, until I have a way to get that chlorine over there to scrub whatever I'm pulling out of here, it's just going to be covered in germs, because look at all those nasty germs. I don't want to crack open that can of worms just yet. Alrighty, so one thing that I can do now is I could finally try to move this water. Even though I've gained a lot more area down here, simply by doing what you guys were talking about. I still want to try to move this water because I built all of this. So I'll dig that, and then I'll dig right here. And then when I'm ready, I'll just dig out that last little bit, and that should let some of that water flow through. Not all of it, but some. So I've done the research. I've now unlocked the mechanized airlocks, the ore scrubber, and the Deodorizer, which I should set up a couple of those over near where the toilets are. I have no real use for the shower just yet. The mesh tiles are always useful. So I'll kind of avoid that stuff until I have a way to process all that polluted water, which would be possible right here. So I'm going to head down the improved ventilation track. So there's a lot of research that has to be completed in order to get there, but it should go fairly quick. Especially if Turner here becomes my main researcher. He's got a learning of 8. Come on, buddy. There you go. Alright, I'm finally going to heal up Ada. So we can get rid of her light wounds. Alright, so let's go ahead and put up a deodorizer real quick. We'll put it right here. That way any of that polluted oxygen that's kind of in this area will get, scrubbed away. And it won't be polluted, at least. That will help. I don't know if I want to keep the cots down here or use it for something different. Right now it's okay. I have a lot of this algae deoxidizing going on right now. But surprisingly, I have insufficient oxygen generation. Makes me think that I probably just need to put some up a little bit higher to kind of spread it out. Overall, if we take a look at the oxygen overlay, it's pretty good. I have a lot of oxygen around. As far as the design of everything is concerned, it might be a good idea to have the algae deoxidizers placed right here so that it's right next to the rooms that people are going to be in. Kind of like I already have over here, just kind of scoot it up a little bit. I can also do 2 pneumatic doors so that this is a well-ventilated room, and I can still maintain the buff that's inside of that room. So I'm going to go ahead and try that number out, because I think that'll work pretty good. I suppose I could just put a mesh tile there. However, a mesh tile requires twice as much to do the same sort of job, so forget it, I'm going with the door. Hook up a larger battery here, get rid of the tiny batteries, that'll help a little bit. As far as the amount of energy I can store, kind of keep people from running constantly. I think Bert is ready to do some more research. Yes, go for it. How's the germ overlay looking? Actually, pretty good. I'd say real good. Let's go ahead and try something dumb. Let's dig this up. Looks like it's ready to flow. Oh, Harold. Always farting on people over there. Alright, let's knock this thing down. And there we go. The water is now flowing, and it's flowing down here. Haha! That looks like it worked out perfectly. Bam! Okay, so that seemed to work out pretty good there. Ooh, maybe a little bit too much water down there. Hopefully it doesn't overflow. Seems like this chunk of chlorine is rejecting this water over there. Maybe not good. Okay, so we're gonna do this number real quick. We're gonna start to dig this area up. Just to let some, hopefully have a little bit of relief for the amount of water I have over here. All right, water, flow over there. Okay, good. That helped a little bit. Ada, what are you doing? Why are you so useless? You're just standing there like nothing. Ada, I tell you what. I don't know what to do with you half the time. At least deliver. Or sweep. You can sweep too. That'll make you at least a little bit faster. Alright, small emergency. We avoided it. It was all good. What this means is I can finally dig up this area here, which means I'll get more algae. Oops, hang on. What I want to do is mop this stuff up. Let's take care of that real quick. Luckily, I keep digging up more and more algae, so I'm staying ahead of the game that way. Insufficient oxygen. I can't generate enough oxygen. There's too much of it around. I need some storage compactors over here on this side. This looks like a great area for a lot of them. Bam, just like that. Otherwise, these duplicants have to run all the way across every single time they want to deliver something or grab something or whatever. It's just not gonna be worth it. Turner, bro, don't you have some research to do? No, you finished your work so quickly that, you're waiting on Bert. Oh my gosh, who came in and made all these mediocre paintings? You're fired. Who did it? Oh, one of these new people. Trying to take Ada's job from her. Get out of here. It was probably May the Slowpoke. What a punk. Now we gotta rip all this stuff down and rebuild it. You believe that? Oh no, more duplicants. What do we have? Hassan. Slow learner, ugly crier. Ooh, +4 to strength. I always like that. Bottomless stomach though. And a binge eater. I mean, that just makes sense. Yeah, Hassan is like the best duplicant here, so welcome. And who do we have as well? We have Lindsay. High in tinkering. Ugly crier, early bird. Lindsay is awesome. All right, what about Jen? Genuinely awesome. All right, sweet. At this point, I don't have any specific thing I want any of them to do. So I'm just gonna kind of let them be all-arounders, at least for right now. Once I figure out what all I need them to do, then I'll give them specific jobs. Look at this, 17 dupes, but Meep ain't one. I'm so disappointed right now. No. I nearly messed this up. Okay, only Ada can do art. Well, I guess Max is pretty good at it too, so Max could do art as well. It'd be nice to have more than one artisan within the base, just in case they die. You know, it's called life insurance. It's a real thing here, in Oxygen Not Included. So I should have been digging over here to the left. What have we found? Found more slime and biome, but nothing else, nothing more significant than that. I'm gonna mop all of this up so I can actually come over here and start to dig down this way to get to the cold biome. All right, so I have my first major problem here, food shortage. So I'm gonna make some lice loaf here so that I can convert some water, which I have a fair amount of, and meal lice into something that has more calories. So I can multiply that. I simply don't have enough food, I guess, being harvested down here in order to feed all of my duplicants. So we're gonna set that up as continuous, and then I should have a chef over here somewhere. Who's my best cook? May the Slowpoke. You found your calling. That is oddly fitting. Okay, let's go down the distillation path here, because I'm going to need to convert polluted water into clean water and probably use that as irrigation in order to grow enough food for all of these duplicants. Okay, so I've got polluted water over here. That's right next to my wash basin, and it's getting on the micro musher as well, meaning that food poisoning is all kind of around. So this needs to be disinfected. And that also means I have to get rid of polluted water somewhere. So I think what I'm going to do over here, as far as the plumbing is concerned, we're going to set up a bottle emptier, and it'll be right here, which I can get to. It'll be easy, and it's also not exposed to germs at the moment, so that's good. Okay, so for the liquid, it's going to be polluted water, and we'll set that up as at least 6. We'll make sure we sweep this right there, and more importantly, right there. I'm also in need of more power down here. I've just got a lot of equipment hooked up, so I need 2 manual generators just in order to keep all of this equipment up and running. Okay, so I'm still dealing with a food shortage, so I'm gonna set up another cooking station with another wash basin over here. Not right there. And I might have to do mush bars over here in order to just make that last. So I'm gonna add some more power to this system over here on the right as well. Just kind of deal with all of this. No. Otto, come on now, buddy. Why'd you do that? Why can you not move out of this area? Oh crap. Because some sand fell down and it's trying to kill you. There you go, buddy. You can now get out. I'm exploring the map, but I'm not finding anything. Not a single geyser or anything yet. Just nothing. I'm just surrounded by slime everywhere I look. All right, I'm fighting back the wave of food here as fast as I can. Come on, make more. Uh-oh, who's entombed? Ari, no! Oh, crap, this is Jen's fault. Are you serious? I'm gonna have to rename you Jen the Undertaker. It's not nice to entomb your fellow duplicant. Don't do that. I know you're hungry, but it's not worth it, guys. All right, I gotta grow more farms because right now, I mean, the one problem I have is food. I mean, that's gonna be the thing that kills me if I don't try to address it as fast as I can right now. I mean, I can make a lot of mush bars. That'll help. But I'm basically out of meal lice now, so you know what I mean? Just ridiculous. Oh, who's entombed now? Ari again? What? All right, you have been renamed, Ari. For whatever reason, you keep finding yourself stuck under concrete. Like, you just can't help it. I'm not sure how long I can live off of outhouses at this point. I mean, I've only got so much dirt. Now that I'm converting dirt into food, you know, I feel like I'm going to have some problems. I have 132 tons of it, so I mean, that's a lot, but we can see that number go down over time. And I mean, you can actually get more of it by working with polluted water, which means that I might want to go towards that direction right now and start slime processing quickly. But even then, like, oh my gosh, what happened here? Things are starting to get crazy. Oh, I'm not doing any research either. All right, come on now. Starting to slip. All right, so where do I want to go with this? Down here in the bottom of my base, I have a nice big cold biome. Now I can grow sleet wheat inside of there, but unfortunately I'm going to need to deliver water to those, which means I'm going to need clean water. Not necessarily germ-free water, but clean water. I also have slime up here, slime biome, so I can take care of that. And then I'm left with like carbon dioxide because I can run coal. I have a fair amount of coal for my generation. Oh, without a geyser though, you're kind of like, I'm still struggling. Oh, natural gas, what is this over here? No, I don't know, maybe. My strategy though is that I can start growing a lot of sleet wheat, and then I could, hopefully that will work. So I can process slime up here, purify polluted water into clean water, and shove that into sleet wheat to grow food. That'll work for a little while, but it's going to take a while to set up. Can I survive long enough to make it that far? That is the question. So research, what do I need to get, you know, as far as research? I need the hydroponic farm, so I got to take care of that. Not to mention fertilizer and all that good stuff, you know, for anything else. One other thing I can do is set up a light bulb over here to expose quite a bit of light. Oh, you know what? I have light right here. Check this out. I'm going to deconstruct this and then I'm going to start growing bristleberries over here. Oh, you know what? Let's use farm tiles because those are cool. Oh, wait a minute. Can I grow a farm plant in front of a printing pod? I gotta find out. So the blossom seed right here, crap, it takes water. However, the decor is positive, so that's good. No, it won't let me. That stinks. So here's yet another reason to get those hydroponic farm tiles up and running so that I can actually grow some of these, you know, bristle plants. Oh, you know what? I think that reset my printing pods. I gotta go check the recording. All right, yep, that's exactly what happened. So what I need is I need 3 more duplicants that are gonna be added this cycle here. So let's go ahead and bring some in, because those were at basically the end if we actually look at the recordings. So right before I deconstructed beneath it, yeah, those were pretty much full. So this is the right cycle. Oh crap, I got Stinky, Rowan, and Frankie. Is that a duplicant? All right, so we have ourselves a duplicant. So Ari here will be renamed for one of the Patreon supporters. All right, so Ari has now become Bilu, so now I have no duplicants that are exactly the same. Bam, just like that. Let's take a look at our new duplicants that we have, though. We have Stinky. Where are you, buddy? I don't need none of your natural gas. I hope you're not farting all over the place. Of course you are. +5 strength. Actually, that's pretty awesome, dude. Rowan can pretty much do just about everything at this point. Small bladder, binge eater, ones that can get us into trouble. And Frankie, geez, you just started, but you're level 14. Decor expectation 35? Wow! Oh, and we have our first loud sleeper. Bam! You're gonna mess everybody up, Frankie. Go over here, at least until... Now come on, move. You're waking everybody up. Oh my gosh, I have so many duplicants, it's ridiculous. I now need 20,000 calories per day. Okay, so I'm gonna put Frankie over here, so she's off all by herself, and therefore will not disturb everybody else. The main goal today, though, is to continue to try to make more food. That's gonna be like my goal for a long time now, because it's gonna be my biggest struggle. I can only harvest so much mealwood, and the amount of dirt I have is not gonna survive forever. It's not gonna keep coming in. Alright, I gotta increase the oxygen production as well, just in order to keep up with everything here. At this point, I feel like I'm a little bit behind the game. Like it's starting to run away from me just a little bit here. As far as the food is concerned, I'm basically making as much as I can. I mean, I could make more as far as like mush bars are concerned. But right now I'm trying not to make as much as that as possible because I only have so much dirt and I don't really want to rely on mush bars. So really I'm trying to make as much lice loaf as possible at this point. So I have lots and lots of the mealwood down here at the bottom, and I'm also starting to grow the bristle blossom as well. Life cycle though is 16 in the wild, but only 4 in domestic. Nice. Okay, we got hydroponic farms now. That'll be really good. So I don't have to deliver everything, which means I should really just restart all of these. But they're already going, so maybe next time. The next research though I need to be able to get into some of these nasty areas. Next up on the research is brute force refinement. I'm going to need higher quality metals, and I'm also going to need sand in order to purify a lot of polluted water that I'll be finding, out here. Because obviously I'm going to need a lot of water in order to irrigate a lot of things, not to mention just to make a lot of things. Ah, crap, the body temperature here is just too high. Just a little bit. So like this isn't working at all. Alrighty, well I have made it to cycle 20, and so far nobody has died just yet. It's been absolutely crazy. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this little episode of Oxygen Not Included. Let me know down there in the comment section below if you got some tips or hints of maybe how to make this run a little bit better. I've got to do some real strategizing and try to ramp things up as much as possible in this next episode in order to stay ahead of the game. I feel like it's catching up to me. If I've earned your subscription, then thank you so much for that. Have a great day, guys. Stay awesome. Peace. Brothgar out.